It was very spontaneous. It was actually me first. Batout called me, and he knows that we have a company, me and Salah, and he asked me if we have equipment to film. I was like, yes. He's asked me to go and meet him in the Tahrir Square, and I went with the DOP, Victor, the guy who filmed the film, and I called Salah and I told him, look, we have this director, he knows Batout, and let's just go see what he wants. We didn't expect that we're going to do anything that day, and we thought there's something documentary about what he wants to do. So we arrive, and there he is with Farah, the actress, and he starts telling the story and asking us to film immediately. And we were like, okay. It was very crazy, very like,
Yeah. It was the last days of Mubarak. Yeah, I remember this. I remember that Amr told me, okay, let's go to do the film. So I thought it's like a documentary. I said, yes, let's do this, sure. And we're not the mega company, production company. So when Amr came back and told me, man, I think we're gonna do a feature out of this, I told him, excuse me, are you sure? How are we gonna get this money, man? He said, we will manage. I say, okay, we have a mutual trust, so I trusted his intuition on that. And I told him, okay, where's the script for the film? Let's read it. He goes, there's no script, there's a treatment, 6 pages. I go, okay. So we've been working about 7 years on this company, and now we want to invest all the money we've got on a no script film. But there was this very positive energy coming out of Tahrir Square that we got, and it's the same energy that makes us go back every day to the square. It's like kind of an addiction that you don't know why are you going back, but you're going back. It's like an attraction, a magnetic field. So we made this decision so fast that we're getting into a feature film production. It might lead us to bankruptcy. We said we're gonna go do it, and we found the energy coming from everyone, all the crew members who were working, and how it started, and it went like a snowball later on with the production and getting a budget to work with, and it was the hands of God, I would call it like this, that made this film go on. And the energy, the united energy, I'd like to tell you how we managed to get the money and how we managed to get this done and accomplished.
It was really very strange, very extremely promising. Every person that we called and every possible opportunity that we considered was a success immediately as well. I mean, people would put money in this film without reading the script, without even seeing us filming. And
for those people, it's lots of money, It's lots of money, and it's a revolution time, and everyone knows that he might not survive tomorrow or after tomorrow.
And no one knows who's going to make money later, you know what I mean? So everybody who has money was very, protective of it. But when it came to Winter of Discontent, they were very, willing to do it and very, very proud to be part of it. And some of them are people in the commercial industry, and they do care how much money they make back. But when they watch the film, they are extremely content with the intellect that they have helped put forth in the film. Well, for him, he was very scared in the beginning because he's only acted on stage before, and it's been 15 years that he's done that, and he hasn't done it again. So he was very skeptical if he can do it.
Yeah, I went to Amr, what should I do? I need to get some training. Train me. You're my best friend, man, so you need to train me. As you're the professional actor here. He goes, you don't need to be yourself. Don't act.
We got a coach for Salah because he was skeptical. I didn't think he needs a coach, but we got him a coach that he worked very closely with, and I'm sure he can talk about his own research. He's done a lot of research for the role.
Yeah, it took like 3 months of very in-depth research that included lots of interviews with people who were tortured, with torturers who used to torture people, research from psychotherapists to tell me how the body language would work and how would my character be psychologically, like a psychopath or whatever the trait is, and how do they react to things and how does their body language operate or function. And we had the training coach, and then I had to return back, like construct the character since studying at the police academy and then getting promoted, and then I read lots of documents about the CIA, the FBI, and how does the agents do brainwash to their subjects, and all this during the 2-3 months period. It made me fully in character, and not having a written dialogue before the filming was another challenge I had to meet. So we used to sit 10-15 minutes before the scene, me and Amr, and just say, okay, what are we gonna do, man, now? And we had to improvise, but thanks God we used to improvise together during our training workshops, acting workshops, and during stage. So it was easy to improvise.
Just remembering
exactly what the exercises, and then we held, and at the end we're not producers and partners in the company in this situation as acting, where we are on the same level when it comes to there, but it's acting, and that's his profession, and he's an international actor. So that's a third challenge that I had myself, to be on the same wavelength with him. It's like you're facing an expert in his field, and you need to be as expert as he is.
I work particularly with the same way that Salah said. I read a lot, I research a lot, and sometimes I even go and stay with people that correspond to my character in real life. Not necessarily I will copy them, but just to get some feelings from them. But I didn't get a chance to do all of this in this film because it was very spontaneous and it was very immediate that we needed to start working now. So I based my work on whatever I had in my memory of people that I know, because I know people who've been kidnapped, I know people who've been tortured, I know my brother has been kidnapped 5 times by the secret police, for example. My brother is a very hardcore activist, political activist, and one of the people that I always think of when it comes to people with a political opinion that get damaged because of it. And then for some reason, not with all the roles I do, but with the majority of the roles that are very close to me or dear to me, the ones that I really like, I dream of them quite often, and whatever remains from that dream, I wake up and it's opened the door for me, for this character to be able to see how he will carry himself. That's usually the most difficult thing for me in a character. How does the character carry himself? How does he move? When he sits down, does he put his arms before he sits down? Does he put one arm? And why does he do that? And all of this has to come organically, not engineeringly. I don't sit and say, all right, the guy is gonna walk like this. No, it has to come naturally. And that, for some reason, the door was wide open in this film, and the fact that Ibrahim and Salah and Farah and all of the people that did the film with us were there, I think the character would have been completely different. if we had changed these people. I take from everybody around me, and if you change one character, I think I will change my character as well. So it's very strange how I cannot really explain how I work, but I try to make it as organic as possible. Something that will come to me, not I will go to it. I think there are ordinary people that become torturers. I don't think you need to be a psychopath to act upon fear. I think this is the whole thing. They manage to implant a fear in you that is so deep and so strong that you are willing to do anything to avoid this fear. Whether this fear is nationalistic love and the fear of the nation collapsing, or it is the fear that if you do not do it, this will be done to you, or and so on. I think as an actor, I am prepared to find the human motive behind any action, no matter how horrible it is. And I believe that, of course, there might be psychopaths in them, but I think the majority were just normal people that were maybe put in a psychopathic system that generated this fear that they should listen and execute or be executed. And I think for the Nazis particularly, I think Hitler was a psychopath. But I don't think the rest of the people, especially the ones who did the killing and the torturing for him, I believe they were manipulated strong enough by a system, psychopathic enough to make them fear anyone around them as well. I mean, they had no trust with their family even.
I think it's like for them, it's the normal business that they do. That's what they get their salary for. It's a job. It's a job. And it has a job description. It's like the guy doing the capital punishment, implementing capital punishment in prison. He's a government employee who is assigned to do this, and you find them all over the world in each country. So for the Hitler's guys, I think it was the same. They're doing the usual day-to-day business by killing others. And to look at it, I think you need to put yourself in the other's shoe, like while doing this. Like my character in the film, for example, who is a state security, and in Egypt they're known to be one of the big reputable apparatus, like used by the CIA and by the FBI to torture others and get information out from. They do this out of them being so patriotic and nationalistic, and they believe themselves, and they've been brainwashed.
And he probably succeeded before in like uncovering 2 or 3 people who were planning to do some terrorist act or something like that. So he's gotten in his history a confirmation that whatever he is doing, there is a graceful perspective to it, and this is not always there. But the fact that he can torture for the rest of his life and end his life, and after that he's discovered 3 people, he's happy with that.
Yeah, and he's rewarded and he's recognized, and so this set a model for the new ones that goes inside inside the factory. So,
and whatever he said in the film, that's their argument for real. They are nationalists. They're protecting everybody else. I can kill you to protect everyone else.
So what if I torture 100,000, 200,000, 300,000? I still have 90 million to protect. So they have yeah. It's like the casualty of war, like the soldiers going to the war and killing others. They don't see it as I'm killing a human life and the punishment up there and the heaven and all this. They just doing their job and what they have been trained to do.
This is the nightmare of independent film today in the region. And I don't know, I guess in the whole world. I mean, today it's become easy, in a way, not really, but for certain filmmakers, it's become easy to make their film. But it is really tough to find distribution or what do you call it? Deserving recognition for these filmmakers, no matter how good their films are. There's the independent filmmaker ladder that they have to climb every single step of it. No matter how high on the ladder his talent is, doesn't matter, because he's an independent film artist, so he doesn't have, like, you know, Warner Brothers behind him or a big studio, a big distribution arm. So they start looking at you with another perspective, a skeptical perspective. Even though you've done a beautiful film and they've seen it and they really like the film, they would start thinking, would I be better distributing this film, or should I distribute that other film which is worse as a film but has a bigger name for a director on it? And the same with the festivals and the competitions and all of that. I mean, some of the greatest festivals in the world today, they have reserved seats for certain directors already before they see their films even. And the poor, really talented independent filmmaker has to, you know, climb on the rocks so that he can prove to these people that, you know what, these seats should be reserved for good film, not just for a name that you know. And I have seen competitions in Cannes last year, for example. I have seen films that really, it really beats me. How did you select this film in a competition? Same with other festivals. And I think Cannes, particularly this year, the feedback of all the critics were like, all right, guys, if this is Cannes, then, you know, I don't see why Cannes is like that. You know what I mean? And it's really sad to see that on the side selections there were much more brilliant films than the official competition. Why is that? Why is the system like that? I think this system is political. It's really distant from filmmaking and what it is for society. And I think it's time to stop it and look at good films for what they are and not for what they represent and who they represent and the political repercussions of rejecting and accepting the film. These are things that the distributors and the programmers of the big festivals across the world need to really think, who are they serving? A political end for a festival or the cinema industry of the world?